Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sutton's Days. Today, I thought we would chat a little bit about last-minute preps. I mean, this kind of, it's kind of all coming together, you know? The election is just a week away, and just today, I had to close our office and send everyone home so that we could have the office decontaminated due to COVID exposure. So COVID is rearing its ugly head in our little town here, probably the most that it has during any of this, and it's causing concern. A lot of people believe that there may be another shutdown. We're taking precautions to make sure that we can work from home should we need to, better than we did the last time. You know, last time we were kind of rotating in because we are essential and we're needed to some degree. So this way we could stay on top of things that we had trouble staying on top of before without physically having to go into the building. I digress. So I thought that this would be a really good time to put out something about last minute preps, and maybe I will trigger something in your mind about something that you may have forgotten, something to consider for wherever you are and whatever you're going through. One of the first things that I want to chat about are alternative cooking methods. I was going to do a whole video on this, but I think it fits best in here. Alternative cooking methods, because if the power goes out, if something happens, then you have a way to heat and cook your food. All the food in the world doesn't matter if it's raw, and nobody's going to eat a raw steak unless they're really, really hungry, right? So alternative cooking methods, and there's like a vast number of things that you can do for this. A lot of us have barbecue grills, gas grills or charcoal grills. There are camp stoves that you can purchase, and there are rocket stoves that you can build. Check out rocket stoves on YouTube. They're all over the place. And my favorite handy little thing to have always is a fondue pot, because you can heat up soups and stews and that kind of thing in a fondue pot. You can heat up water for coffee in a fondue pot. So those are just some things to kind of toss out there and say, hey, you know, maybe this is an idea. See if you have something, make sure you have something to cook on, alternatively from your stove and your oven. Another thing to consider is a Dutch oven. Now, I had shared this link before because I think it's just fantastic. It's by Lodge, and it's a combination skillet Dutch oven, and it's very affordable. Dutch ovens are great because you can cook all kinds of things in them, and so are the cast iron skillets. So I'll put a link for that to the description box below, because those can be used just about anywhere. I mean, not necessarily with the fondue stuff, but you can use it on the grill, whether it's charcoal or gas. You can use it on a propane burner. You can use it on your camp stove. You can use it directly over an open fire. So cast iron is really a great thing to have when you're thinking about alternative ways of cooking. Along with alternative ways of cooking, there's also the heat source that you need to go with those. So with your grills, you need either extra tanks of propane, make sure that the ones that you have are topped off, or you need charcoal. Charcoal's very handy to have. And I mean, we don't even have a charcoal grill, and I've got a couple big bags of charcoal in the garage just in case that I have to create something where I have to cook outside and the propane tank is not an option. As far as propane tanks, there are the big ones that go on the big grills. There's also the little canisters that go with the cook stoves. They are very affordable and easy to stock up on. Propane doesn't go bad. It's a really great thing. Firewood, if you heat with wood or cook with wood, that's a really awesome thing. Make sure that you have some stocked up just in case. It's coming up on wintertime here, so most of us should have our wood already, but if you are not stocked up to the degree that you would like, now's a good time to buy an extra face cord or two. And then don't forget about, for the fondue pots, the little Bunsen burners that go underneath them. You can reuse those until they're empty, so it's really affordable. Or tea light candles, those work under there sometimes too, but I really like the Bunsen burner to get it hot enough for my palate. I don't even know what number this is. So the next one is batteries and battery banks. We have a battery bank to charge our phones, and it holds 4 batteries, and we keep it plugged in all the time, and that way they're charged and ready when we need them. If you and I have not found one like it since. It was something that I found online a few years ago, and I keep looking for something similar but have been unsuccessful. But there are battery banks individual battery banks that you can purchase and keep plugged in to have in case of an emergency, to be able to charge your cell phone so that you can do your So, and then just regular batteries. What batteries do you use the most in your household? For us, it's double and triple A. We use them constantly for remote controls and clocks, that kind of thing. We don't really have a lot of other stuff that we use batteries for. We have already changed out any batteries that are necessary in our smoke detectors. Even though they're hardwired, by the way, you still have a battery backup in there. So it's a good thing to check out. Most of the time, I think that they're those 9-volt batteries. But check out your smoke detector, even if it's hardwired, see if it has a battery, because that's a good thing to have. If the power goes out, obviously the smoke detector won't work without a working battery inside of it. Next is candles, lighters, and matches, because all that charcoal is not going to do you any good, or that wood, unless you have a way to light it on fire. Okay, so we have stick matches, good old-fashioned stick matches. We have lighters. We have the long ones, that you can light the fire with, and get down into candle jars. And then, of course, candles. Candles are very, very good to have because they're an alternative light just in case of emergency. So it's really good to have a stockpile of candles, lighters, and matches. We also have some of those propane torches. Makes it really easy for starting a fire. Okay, so a couple of those don't hurt either if you use fire for heating or for cooking. It makes it a little bit easier. As most of you know, we had kind of a mass rush on the first shutdown for cleaning supplies. So it's very unlikely that you're going to find disinfecting wipes. But, if you do, great. If not, make your own. Some kind of bleach, some kind of cleaners, anything that kills and disinfects is what you want to get. Just get a couple extra to put up in your preps, because if there is another kind of shutdown where it's better for you to stay home, whether it's local or a statewide or a national kind of thing, you want to make sure that you have what you need as far as cleaning. So definitely any kind of disinfectants, very, very important. And get stock up on your laundry soap and your dish soap and your shower soap if you are running low, just to make sure that you've got enough to get through a couple 2-3 months. It's a very good thing to have. As far as now, we're flipping back to the whole fire thing. Safety first, always safety first. So a fire extinguisher is a really great thing to have. I've shared this link before. It's for the fire extinguisher. We have multiple of them throughout the house because they're handy, they're small, they don't take up a lot of space. Now, are they if you've got a blazing inferno, don't even waste your time, get out. But if I can put out a quick kitchen fire, I have not had one of those, knock on wood, and we haven't had to deal with any other kind of fire. But if something were to occur, we have these scattered throughout the house, easy to access no matter what's going on or what kind, where the fire starts. So I'll put a link to that in the description box below. Again, very affordable and just handy to have on hand in case of an emergency where you can get on top of a fire before it gets out of control. Another one, always, you guys, my two favorite things in the world, duct tape and zip ties. Okay, because duct tape and zip ties will fix just about every problem that you can encounter, and so that it's handy to have around. In addition to that is some construction black trash bags. The construction ones are really big, and so they're really good for bigger projects or issues that you might run into. If for any reason you have to do something where you are taping off any kind of seams around your doors and your windows, then the duct tape comes in handy a lot. And anything's possible. We don't know what's going to happen. And I, again, am not fear-mongering. I'm saying be aware. I am seeing some of the most amazing things that people are sending me. And I'm not sharing them necessarily one by one or even as a group on purpose, because I don't want to fearmonger, and I don't have a way to validate most of it, and I don't have a way to delve into it without bringing attention to myself, and I don't want to do that. So just, with the election coming up and everyone, there's kind of an anxiety that people are developing with this. Because we just don't know what's going to happen, because literally no matter who wins this election, it has the potential to have some kind of civil unrest or just, not good. And then there is, a second wave of this pandemic. And like I said, we had to shut down our office today. It's making a run through our town. So a few of us are kind of seriously thinking that we have the potential to be shut down again. It's something that I'm very cautious about, something I'm very concerned about, because I don't want it coming into our house. With everything that Phil has been through, the last thing he needs is to try to beat COVID, So it's of my utmost concern to make sure that we are well equipped in case anything like that happens. So, last but not least, oh, nope, one more, cash. I have my list in front of me. Cash. I'm not saying empty the bank, okay? But you want to have some money at home if it's at all possible. Smaller denominations, you don't want to try to get people to make change for a $100 bill, but smaller denominations of some kind of cash at home, put someplace safe where it's not out in the open and not, a bunch of people aren't going to see it. And hopefully a bunch of people aren't coming over right now. So that's always a handy thing to have around in case of emergencies, because cash is still king at the moment. And you want to make sure that you can pick up things that you need in case of an emergency. Now, last but not least, as always, food and water. Water is very important. And so if anything major were to happen, I talked about this at the onset of the first wave, that, if everybody that works at your water facility becomes very ill, then there's going to be a potential issue with the water delivered to your home. So you want to make sure that you've got good potable water at home, no matter where you live. I mean, we're out here in the country. We keep it on hand in case of emergencies, because if the power goes out here, our well goes out, because no, I don't have a generator yet. But it's handy for everyone to have. You need to make sure that you have enough water. Cases of bottled water are very affordable right now. It is more challenging to find the gallons of water, so buy the cases, okay? And if you need to, if you feel better about it, use those bottles to start seeds in next spring, Do what you can do for what works for you, but definitely get some cases of water stocked up at your house, enough to last you at least a week if you don't already have that. If you have that, try to bump it up to the next level and bring in more water if you've got some place to store it and to keep it out of harm's way. These are some last minute preps that I thought were important to kind of trigger everyone's memory to see if you have what you need in case of any potential oncoming emergency. Drop your suggestions in the comment section below, because you guys are a wealth of knowledge and always very helpful. The comments on our videos have so much information in them, so many good ideas. I hope that you'll take time to go and read them. Remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, everyone, please be safe.